Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Welcome you all again in the virtual learning system of Pakistan International School Taif, Saudi Arabia. Dear students, as you know that this is Pakistan International School Taif virtual class for class 10th student, subject computer science, and today is our 21st lecture. Teacher name Imran Ahmed. Dear students, as you know that in the previous lecture we were discussing about the chapter number 4 exercise long question. Question number 3 was what is control structure? Explain conditional control structure with example. We were discussing the control structure. In programming, control structures are the structure used to control the flow of program. As I showed you, the control structure is classified in two groups, conditional control and second is loop control. In the conditional control, we have discussed the few statements. Number one was if statement and the number second if else statement. Second part of if else statement is else if statement. Although else if statement is not applicable, but if else if is applicable. So we cannot use else before the if. If there is if present in the program, it means that we can also use the else statement. But before the if, we cannot use the else. So this statement is like this one, if else if statement. But in your book, they mention else if statement. So this one is also correct. But in the program, when we will use, so we will use if else if statement. Number third was switch statement, switch case statement. So today, inshallah, we will discuss the else if statement. In the previous lecture, we were discussing the if statement, the general structure of if statement, and one example with the if statement. Second topic was if else statement, and we did the simple program of pass or fail in our previous lecture, and I show you in the IDE how to develop your program using the if else statement. This is the general structure. General structure means how can you use the if else statement in your program, and this one is the example. Already we have done this example in our IDE, in the C IDE. The purpose of this example to show you how the if statement works and how the else statements work. So this one is depend on the condition. If the condition becomes true, then the block of if statement will be executed. Now, if this condition will be false, then block of else statements will be executed. Today, our next statement is else if statement. So in the definition, we will start over here. The if else if statement is control statement when it is executed. The first condition is evaluated. First condition means evaluation means first condition will be checked. If it is true, then the block of statements following if will be executed. If the condition is false, then the second condition after else if will be evaluated, and so on. So this definition you will understand when I will explain the structure of else if statement. In else if we can use relational operator in expression, relational operator, and the next one was logical operator. As you know that in the chapter number 3 you have studied the relational operator as well as logical operator, so we can use the both of the statement. Watch here the general structure, how we use the if statement, how can we use the if statement in our program. First of all, the reserved word if, then condition, like if else statement. So same as this one. So if the condition, so block of the statement. Else if, else if condition, then the block of this statement. Now else if, watch here how can we are using the else if statement. Else if, then the block of this condition. So at the last we have used the else statement which depend on the top of the if which is present over here. Now try to understand this one. If this condition becomes true, if this condition, let's say the x is greater than y, so we say that yes, x is greater than y. So like you can say that 10 is greater than 5, so 10 is greater than 5, then what happened, then these block of statement will be executed, control will not be transferred into the else block. Now if I say this condition becomes false, then what happened? Now let's say I say 10 is greater than 10 is greater than 20. So 10 is not greater than, so this condition is false. Now what happened? These block of statement will not be executed. Control will be transferred to this condition. Now again there is in the else block there is condition present. Now if this condition becomes true, then this block of statement will be executed. Control will not transfer into the else block statements, or this condition will not be checked. Now if I say this condition is also false, then what happened? Then control will be transferred to this else, and again the following if is present. Now if this condition becomes true, this block of statement will be executed, so control will not be transferred into the else. Now if I say this condition is also false, it means that all the condition becomes false. This condition is false, this one is false, this one is also false. Then what happened? Then control will be transferred at the last else statement, last of else statement. So there is no if at the last else statement. So these statement, these block of statement will be executed. These block of statement will. Now we are going to the explaining the program. This program, this program shows that in the examination, you are announcing when the results are announcing. So boy says I have achieved the A plus or A grade or B grade or C grade. So we will find the grading in this criteria. With the help of if else if statement, we can find out the if else. With the help of if else if statement, we can find out the grade of the student. Now the criteria is like this. For example, if any student achieve marks greater than 100, greater than 80 and less than or equal to 100, then what happened? So it means that in your book there says he have achieved the grade A. Now if the student marks is greater than 70 and marks is less than or equal to 79, then its grade is B. Else if, so next condition should be like this. If marks is greater than, so according to this criteria, excuse me, according to this criteria, they have developed this program. It is present in your book. Open your book and keep watching over there. So if you are and try to solve this program in the IDE. So if any error will be there, I will, you can discuss with me, so that is error is present in this program. Hash include, I am going to explain this one. Hash include. So in this program, first of all, in this program we are going to find out the grade of a student. As you know that grade of a student is always depend upon the marks obtained. Always depend on the marks obtained. So hash include stereo.h starting header file, hash include conio.h void main void opening of main function. This braces shows that opening of main function. Next one, integer m is the variable of type integer. It this m is showing for the marks. So you can take the complete marks variable, or you can simply write the m variable. It depends on you. You can also take the a b c, but variable should be reasonable, which represent the data. Printf, first of all, this message will be appear on the screen. Enter the marks. So after that, scanner percentage d. Watch here, over here, this one is a percentage symbol, percentage d. Why I'm using the percentage d format specifier? Because I'm going to the read the value of m, and m is the of type integer. So for integer, percentage d is used, comma ampersand, or this one is used for the address. This one is also called the address operator in C language, ampersand m. So when this statement, when these two statement will be executed, its output should be like this: enter the marks. First this message will be appear, then the cursor will be blinking at the output screen. It means that it will ask for ask to you to enter the marks. So if you have pressed, let's say you have pressed 77, so a student have achieved the mark 77. Now we will check what happened with the 77. If m is greater than or equal to 80, so m having the value 77, 77 is greater than or equal to 80, condition is false. And m is less than or equal to 100, so 77 is less than or equal to 100, so this condition is true. So watch here, over here we are using the logical operator, which we have discussed, which we have studied in the chapter number 3, logical operator. So the purpose of and, false and true, false and true, result will be false. In case of or statement, I told you the okay, I will revise the logical or operator, sorry, and operator. In and operator, all condition must be true to achieve the result true. So if any condition will be false in AND operation, watch here, this is the compound condition. One condition is this one, another one is this one. So to execute this statement, both of these two condition must be true. But according to the data, m having the value 77, so this condition is false and this condition is true. False and true, result is false. So when there is come in the compound condition, when this result will be false, so what happened? So this statement will not be executed. So again, else, control will be transferred to the else. Now at the front of the else, there is again if statement is present. Now over here, if m is greater than or equal to 70 and m is less than or equal to 79, check over here. You have entered the marks of a student 77. 77 is greater than or equal to 70. This condition is true. So when this condition becomes true, and m is less than or equal to 70, 79, 77 is also less than or equal to 79. So both the conditions are true. First condition is true and the second condition is also true. In the logical and operation, true and true, result will be true. So this statement will be executed, printf backslash n grade b. So this grade will be appeared on the screen. This message will be appeared on the screen. Now, these statement will not be executed. Why these statement will not be executed? Although these statement will be executed, but the condition over here is false. Watch here, 77. Okay, this condition is true. 77 is greater than 60, and so both the condition becomes false. So this statement will not be executed. Else, if this statement will also not be executed, so control else this statement will also will, because this is the only which message will be appear on the screen, this printf grade b is appeared on the screen. Now again, whenever you will execute this program, again next time when you execute this program, let's say you assign the value m, which is 45. M is 45. Now 45 is greater than 80, condition is false. So when this condition becomes false, using the AND operation, this statement will be not executed. Again, this statement will be checked. M is 45 is greater than 70. So this way is also false, false, and although this one is true, but false and true, result will be false. So this statement grade B will not be executed. This printf will not be executed. Next one, else if this condition check it, Mars having the value 45, 45 is greater than 60, condition is false. So when this condition becomes false, so this statement will not be executed in case of AND operation. Now watch over here, 45 is greater than 50. Okay, 45 is not greater than 50, so this statement printf grade D will not be executed. So control, where will be control transfer? Automatically control will be transferred to this statement, and this message will be appeared on the screen, grade F. It means that this message will be appeared on the screen when you enter the marks of student, for example 45 or less than 50. All the students who achieve the marks less than 50, they will be failed according to this criteria. So this one was the else if statement. This one was the else if statement. In the control structure, decision control structure, third part of decision control structure is switch statement. Very important statement, switch statement. The switch statement is used when multiple choices are given and one choice is to be selected. Although uh, else if is also used for this purpose, but this is more flexible than the else if statement. In switch, we cannot use the relational operator in expression. But in else if statement, we can use the relational operator and the logical operator in the expression. But over here in the switch statement, we cannot use the relational operator. So what is the general structure of switch statement? First of all, general structure, or how can we use the switch statement in our program? First of all, there is reserved word switch, then there is expression, any expression. So if the expression will be matched in these cases, then this block of statement will be executed. Okay, next switch expression. Opening of switch statement, the case is a reserved word. Case is a reserved word and constant like one. So this one is the user defined word. User defined or any label. This one is the called the label. After the label, so you will put the full colon over here. You will put the full colon over here and the block of statements. At the end of the statements, there should be a special statement which is known as break statement. I will tell you when I will solve the program what is the purpose of the break statement. Now again the case constant to watch here, case is the same and the constant is changed, constant to, then again over here full colon, not a semicolon. Keep in mind most of the boys did the mistake over here, they place the semicolon over here, so program will not be executed. It is a syntax error. So over here after the constant 2 there is a full colon. Then again at the front of constant 2 there will be statements, any statement, either it is if statement, else statement, whatever the statements are over here. So at the end of statement there is semicolon. Again at the second case there is break. So you can extend these cases up to program requirement, 5, 6, 7, 8, up to so on, how many the program is required, so you can make the statement. At the last you will put the default. This is also reserved word. Default is also a reserved word. If the default is also reserved word, at the front of the default there is also a full column, then statements, and at the next line you will place the break statement as well. Now I will explain how it works, or what is the purpose of switch statement. If this expression and the constant one are matched, is equal, only equality. Switch statement cases works on the equality. Keep in mind. So if the expression, this expression and this one is the matched, so what happened? So these block of statement will be executed another no statement will be, no cases will execute. Now if the expression this one is not matched with the constant one and it is matched with the constant 2, this one, so what happened, these block of statement will not be executed, so only constitute this block of statement will be executed. Now if any case is not matched, any case, let's say you have matched the 10 cases, but according to the expression these 10 cases are not matched to each other, then what happened, the control automatically will be transferred into the default statement. So at the front of default statement, so you enter the any kind of statements over here, so program your switch statement will be finished over here. Now I will give the example and show you the example how it works. For example, hash include stereo.h, hash include conio.h, void main void integer number n. N is a integer variable. Printf, enter an integer, any number you can enter, and watch here scanf percentage d ampersand n. So if you assign the n value, let's say you assign n is equal to 2. When you execute this program, you assign the n value which is 2. Now in the switch statement, you put the over a n having the value 2. So watch here in the case 1, full colon, printf n is a 1. So check here, n having the value 2 and the case constant or the case label is 1. 2 is equal to 1, condition is false. When these are not matched to each other, then what happened, control will not be transferred into the case 1 statements. Automatically it will check for the next case. Now n having the value 2, so 2 is equal to 2, condition is matched, these constants are matched. So when they are matched to each other, then what happened, control will be transferred to this one, this printf statement. So in the front of printf statement, n is 2 is written at the appear will on the screen, and there is a break statement. Now check it, what is the purpose of break statement? The purpose of break statement in the case is like this. Whenever it will be appeared in the program, it will transfer the control outside the block in which it is present. Watch here, this break statement is present where, in the switch statement block. This is the block of switch statement from here to here. So when this statement will be executed, this block will be executed, case 2 will be executed, at the last break statement will be present, so it will transfer the control outside the block and control will comes to the get ca statement. So default will be not executed when the cases are matched. Now when you again run this program, when you run this program again, then what happened, now check over here. Let's say you assign the value, for example 5, and you have make the cases like this, case is equal to 1, 5 is equal to 1, condition is not true, so this block of statement will not be executed. Case is equal to 2, 5 is equal to 2, 5 is equal to 2, condition is false, this block of statement will not be executed. If you make the case like this one, case is equal to 5, then it will be 5 is equal to 5, it will be matched, then at the front of the case statement, so block will be executed and the statement. Now over here in this program, there is no case present who have the value 5. Watch here, this case has the value 1 and case this one having the value 2. There is no any 5 is visible in this program. So automatically when there is no match with the cases, control automatically transfer to the default statement. Like in if else statement, when the condition becomes true, block of true statement will be executed. When condition becomes false, then what happened, control will be transferred to the else statement. So in this case, when the n having the value 5 or 3 or 4 other than 1 or 2, you can say that other than 1 and 2, if you assign any value to n, control automatically transfer to the default statement. So in the default statement, there is written n is not 1 or 2. So you over here in the program they didn't write the break statement, but you will also place after the printf statement, like over here break is written, so you will place the break statement as well. So control automatically transfer outside the block of this switch statement and get ch and the termination of the main. This braces, it shows the termination of the switch statement. Okay, inshallah, next we will discuss the next other topics. Next question. Tomorrow we will discuss the next question. You take care of yourself. Pray for me. Pray for all Muslim. Allah Hafiz.